don't need no baggage, you just get on board.
Hey everybody, you're listening to Nichols Live on Leading Edge Radio. Larry will be with us today. He's just on the Alex Jones show right now, and he's coming back on right now. So I'm going to feed him through right now.
And mathematics and quantum mechanics shows that for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction.
He will be here right
Newtonian
after.
Physics. But I've seen that now in my 42 plus years on Earth. As I get a little bit older, a little bit wiser, I just see that things actually work in patterns. There's rules in the universe, and Trump's not perfect. He's a nationalist. He wants prosperity. He's become more of a Christian. I know people that know him well. He's a listener. I'm going to just stop right there. Don't get
this
the
is live right now,
want, but Trump's
and he will be on after.
And so this great evil's rising up. God's giving us an opportunity. Do we take it or do we leave it? And I'm telling you that I know in my heart if Hillary's elected, she's going to cause a world war and destroy this country. I just know it. I know for the most certainty in my life that if we let her steal the election or whatever, we're done. This is it. This is the death of our country and probably other countries. I mean, I'm just telling you, I'm sure of it. I've never talked like this. That's why I'm just all in, everything against her. Pastor Manning, closing comments from you, then I'm going to get closing comments here from Larry Nichols. I'm going to come back and take calls and go to our next guest. But this has been an epic last hour. People keep saying the show.
Apparently we aren't supposed to have this, so I'm going to cut it now. It was just an idea that Larry talked about earlier, so I'm going to do this. Instead, I'm going to play some music, and we'll just have to listen to something until he comes back. So.
People get ready, there's a train come. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels hum. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord.
Just got word from Greg. I'm able to post it back up, so.
And how to succeed at it, no matter what might be your religious or spiritual beliefs. If you do it the way the Bible does, or the way God does, you'll always have great success. So I think for your looking back to Jezebel and Ahab and looking at what happened in physics in terms of reaction, you're dead on. And we can take comfort in that. Though it might look dark and gloomy now, we can take comfort in the fact that even Hillary herself is not greater than the truth of physics. She can't defeat physics.
Atla.org. The Spirit of the Lord is strong with this one. Thank you, Pastor Manning. Thank you. Going back to Larry Nichols. Thank you, sir. Larry Nichols, minute and a half, closing comments. You've been dead on, my friend. We're praying for you. Look forward to getting you on for a full hour to take calls sometime next week. Go ahead, sir.
Well, I mean, Alex, it's just where it is. You will see the most incredible thing happening now that you've ever seen. The media and everybody, they know Hillary, and they're scared to death of her. She's going to be able to snap her finger, Alex, just snap her finger. And the media is going to not cover a story that she doesn't want covered. They're going to cover a story that she wants covered. They're going to be able to lie and propagate all manner of scandals and things against Trump. And the media is so afraid. Everybody in Washington.
So you're saying get ready to really see Hillary become fire-breathing. We're about to see the real Hillary.
Oh, my God, yes, yes. I mean, buddy, it's over unless we win.
I just can't believe that the Washington elites, who aren't perfect, but there's some different elites that aren't all bad, and other groups are really going to let this crazy person get full control.
They don't have a choice now, Alex. They don't. This is that day that I've been afraid of for years and years and years. This is that day. And it's going to happen as sure as you and I are sitting here. It's going to happen with the pastor being on, at I'm just telling you, it's all
No, I'm just getting myself right with God. I mean, you can look at her.
Yeah.
She is a frickin' demon. I mean, that woman has the eyes of a serial killer. She just, sends a chill up my spine. God bless you, Larry. We're praying for you, my friend.
You're now listening to Nichols Live on Leading Edge Radio Network. Larry will be us with a minute, and for now, I'm going to play this.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. Old times there are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland, Dixieland, where I was
Larry is now
born.
here with us, so we can continue on.
All right, folks. Sorry about that. I was on with Alex Jones for just a few minutes. And I'm back with us now. Back with us. What I told on Alex, if some of you heard it, some of you didn't. I'm sorry about yesterday, by the way, folks. I was so sick yesterday, I just couldn't do it. I could not do it. But what I told Alex and what I wanted to tell y'all is this. What you saw happen with that press statement from Comey was the reality behind the meeting on the plane with Bill and Loretta Lynch. I'm telling you, that's what it was. You see, she and Bill met, and Bill went on to let her know that they had the raw FBI files on everybody. And if they pursued anything other than just letting her off, if they proceeded to do anything, they made it clear, or he made it clear to her, that she would be destroyed, or they would be destroyed. Now, let me tell you, those raw FBI data files, that stuff's important, guys. When I say the raw FBI files, that's the file where they go out and they look into everything like you're getting a security clearance, a top secret security clearance, where they go back and look at everything since the day you were born. Now, some of the information in there is not true. Some of it is true. But it's all there. Now, Bill pointed out, I would imagine Bill pointed out two of the prosecutors that were on this case. Two of them have kind of a little problem. One is what I would call a pedophile. Yep, one of the federal prosecutors looking into the case against Hillary, one of them was by most standards a pedophile. The other has a marital problem. He's having an affair. But what's really weird is he's having an affair on his wife, and he's got children. He's going out on his wife, but he's going out with the man. He's queer. Now, that was just to show them what they have and the power. It will be over. The book will be closed, and we will be done. We'll be done. She has the power that reigns that Bill Clinton didn't have, that she had to do for Bill. You see, she was the brains behind Bill Clinton all the way from governor to president of the United States. She was the brain. Now, she's always had one problem. One problem, and this just tears me up. The one thing that we knew about Hillary, or we've known about Hillary, is Hillary does not have Bill's charisma. She's not a good campaign person. She's not. She has no, you talk about somebody that's just, he's not a people person. That's Hillary. She has no demeanor at all that would allow her to get in a room full of people and make them like her, much less vote for her. So you say, well, if she's like that, then we're safe. No, we're not. No, we're not. Because as of what happened yesterday, you see, Hillary doesn't have to be charismatic. She don't have to be. She don't have to give the appearance that she can get along with people. She don't have to. Oh, she will to some degree, but that's about it, just to some degree. What she has now is the ultimate power. Do you understand what she's holding? She's holding absolute power. And your buddy, y'all, me, your buddy, yeah, you're going to have to count on me. And I hate that. I really do. I wish there were 100 people that know what I know. I wish there were commitments from major corporations to help us save our country, but there's not. There's not. Now, do y'all understand what Hillary with this kind of power means? It's just power. She will have so much power that no one will dare challenge her. No one. Now, guys, let me tell you something. I've got to ask y'all to forgive me and kind of hold on a little bit. I'm still pretty bad sick, and I just can't organize my thoughts necessarily as normal. So you're gonna have to bear with me. And folks, I got to tell you, I need your help. I've got to get the treatments. Now, one of the listeners, if I understand correctly, let me just read it. Announced today that a listener will match all gifts today. One listener in this audience will match whatever's there. She'll match it. So I want you to know that that's there, and I need it desperately, y'all. So please go to PayPal. Now, if you're wondering why I've got this kind of weird sound to me, I hate to say it, folks, but there's a thunderstorm coming up. And as with all things, I'm sitting here and the windows are down in my car. So go figure that one out. But when we go to commercial break, I'll go out and fix that problem. But Greg, I need to know how many people are here with us, buddy. I don't see any numbers. Let me know how many people are here. Because we're getting near the time where we got to march. I guess y'all can hear my breathing now, so you see it's in pretty bad shape. Generally, I'm just held together with paper clips and rubber bands. But I'm going to tell you, I'll be at my duty post. I'll be at it. I'll be where I'm supposed to be in this battle. Do you hear me? I'll be where I'm supposed to be. And I will spread the word to you. And then it's going to be up to y'all to take it beyond that. All right? It's going to be up to y'all. So let's get our heads out of being sad or being whatever. It's not. We've got. So I hope you're all with me because you're going to have to get the word out. Now, what's coming up? What is coming up next week, or part of next week, or actually the week after, is that 6-day meeting. Remember right now, Hillary, now everything's over for Hillary in everybody's mind. She doesn't have to worry about the email scandal. She doesn't have to worry about Benghazi other than the PR damage. But I think y'all know that she has more power than she's ever had right now. And the one thing sitting between her and getting exactly what she's wanted since age 4, since the age of 4, is me. How do you like that? How would you like to be sitting right square where I am? Now, I'm going to tell you, I would worry about where I'm sitting. I would. Except it's the same for me as it is for any one of y'all. We're all going to get jammed. We're all going to get messed up because of her and what she's going to do to our country. But I'm sitting right here in the middle, right in the crosshairs. Right in the crosshairs. And I don't need to labor on that other than to say, if you ever doubted that we are the vanguard, the first line of defense for our country, to save our country, if you ever doubted it, you should not have doubt now. Because it's all up to us. Us. We've got to be real good at seeing we're in deep. Where are you? Where are you? And guys, I'm telling you, this is no movie. This is real. I am worried about all of you. I'm worried that you are able to go on if I'm not. Y'all have got to be in a position to where you can carry on with the struggle if I'm not here. Are you able to do it? Have y'all learned enough thus far? Do you know where we are thus far in your training? Because I promise you, we can't let this die if something happens to me. We can't. This is our country. Something that Hillary's going to have to learn. This is our country. It's not hers. It's not hers. And you and I, we have got to protect it. We do. So now I'm going to ask Greg, did you send me? I'm sorry, I didn't look to see. Hold on, folks. I need to see the number of listeners that we have in here today. Looking, oh wow, 7,500 plus, folks. Now this is for a Wednesday. For a Wednesday, and we have 7,500 plus, and Wednesday should be the low day. Now, I want somebody to call in if you're out there, 501-499-6022. 501-499-6022. I want somebody to call in and tell me, where are you in the training process? Do you have enough in you now to be able to carry the fight on? And by the way, I guess I need to do a commercial, right? All in that. Today, all right, thank you all. Today there is a listener, if I understand the text correctly, anything anybody will donate today, the listener will match it. Okay? So I don't know how to say thank you to somebody that would do that for us. And by the way, don't go off talking all about it, because the listener would rather the name not be flushed out everywhere. So just know that it is real. And I do hold. Today is Wednesday, and we're going to have for the stuff that we're going back. I had to go back, y'all, to the full treatment. It was not working with the maintenance level. So we're around $500 or $600 right now is what we got to have today, if we can. So please, somebody out there, let's get in the game, please. I'd like to see everybody. I'd like to see every one of the 7,500 that are listening right now, 7,500 plus. Can't you send $1? Can't you? Please, $1. The dollar does two things. 7,500 of you sending $1, that takes care of us during the year for a month. Just for $1. $1. The other thing it does is it relieves the stress on my overall system. That's one of the things that keeps getting me. I keep getting back sick because I keep getting in just the pressure from not knowing whether we're going to get it or not. Now, sorry about that. Now, but the other thing that it does, it shows everybody that you've got skin in the game. You know, you're in the game. You're in it. Somebody told me or asked me the other day, so, oh gosh, if I do, then I'll get on the list. You're not on the list. As far as what? As far as what? The dollar and getting on the list, you're not going to be on the list anymore than you already are. Every one of us right now, those of you listening and the people out there that have no idea that we're even on, the 20% of the people out there that don't care, that whole group of people, guess what? They're already on the list. They're already on the list. We got to do it. Get skin in the game. Make a commitment. Get in, please. And as for me, I'm sorry that I have to ask you for money. I'm so sorry. I feel horrible about it. I really am. And I'm just, I'm just a man, one man. My job is simple. Simple. We just got to get in the game. Now, Alden, has anybody called? Have we gotten any callers yet, my buddy? Hello, Alden. All right. Thank you. Caller, are you there? Hello, caller, are you there?
Larry Nichols, this is Dan Brown, Newport, North Carolina.
Well, hello, Dan Brown. How are you, sir?
We're doing good, doing good. Hey, listen, I got a $100 check in the mail to you, so your caller needs to match that. It's on the way.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Thank you. And Dan, can I say thank you for something else, please? I don't want to interrupt your call. But folks, I'm honored that Dan would call in and say, I'm Dan Brown. His whole name, not afraid. I'm honored that you would do that, Dan. I really am. I truly am. Thank you.
Larry, you asked people to call in to tell you if we're ready without you. We're not. I am fully prepared mentally, physically, and almost spiritually to start this fight. I don't know where to start it.
Well, Dan, I don't think that I will go just like poof, I'm gone. I might have a heart attack any second. But I don't think that way. But what I do think, I think we've got time. We've got time for you all, Dan, to get foundationally a little more strength under you, a little more. And the neat thing about what Alden's doing by putting this up for us on the internet, it really does help us. Oh, it helps me. It helps. We might come out of it, buddy. But we're going to have to fight. And you know more, Dan, than you think you do right now. The main thing, Dan, that you have to know to start this battle, everybody listen to me, to start this battle, the first thing y'all got to know is what? What is the only thing these scumbag politicians want? Dan, what is it?
Re-election.
Their job. You're right. You got it? Folks, that's it.
That.
What do they want? Their job. This is when we have the most power right now, Dan. Right now. Because they're going to listen to us now. Now, it's all faith. And they're just going to do it for a little bit until they get through the election. But they got to listen and play like they're listening. You got it? So what do they want? More than anything on earth, they want their job. They want their job. Now, Dan, the other thing you guys have got to remember, 40, 40, 20, right?
I got
40,
that. I
40,
tell people
20.
that every day.
All right, tell the audience here what 40, 40, 20 means, because it's the facts of the life. What is it, Dan?
40% love Hillary, 40% hate Hillary, and 20% haven't got a clue.
There you go. There you go, folks. If you know that, I'm sorry.
How do we use that to our advantage? How do we make it happen? I need a direction.
All right. The first thing you do with 40, 40, 20, that's great. I'm glad you said that, because we're getting down to some talking about stuff that needs to be talked about. Right now, the 40, 40, 20 is significant and should be used by every one of you when you see these polls. A lot of things are manifesting themselves by the polls. The polls actually, Dan, polls are supposed to give you where somebody is at an exact moment in time. That's what a poll's supposed to tell you, right? What we discovered years ago with the man that created modern polling, Dan, good Lord, Rostenkowski. Anyway, my mind's gone blank. What we learned, Dan, is that polls do something else. Instead of just telling you where people are at a specific moment in time, using a poll properly, you can make people think something when it's not really true. You see what I'm saying there, buddy? I'll give you an example. I worked on a project with Pepsi-Cola corporate. And they knew that I had worked with Coca-Cola. And so they wanted me to help them come up with something to get Pepsi-Cola on the map. Now, Pepsi-Cola was PepsiCo, the company PepsiCo. It was their drink to compete with Coca-Cola, right? So I did a thing with Pepsi that was called the Pepsi Challenge. You know, where you went and you put a little tube over a bottle, and then somebody would test it and they'd take a sip, and then they'd tell you which one was better. Well, the trick to that little whole campaign was we did use kids from the school, we sure did. But everything we did was a lie. Number one, we said, PepsiCo, we said we were the number 2 soft drink in America. We were the number 2 soft drink in America. And we started showing all this polling data, you see, Dan, to show that we were the number 2 soft drink in America. You got it?
Got it.
But we weren't. We were like 7th or 8th. But just by showing that we were the number 2 and by saying we were the number 2, people bought into it. And you know what? Pepsi-Cola became number 2. It did. And just so you know, in that little program, that ad campaign, the way we had people choose Pepsi over Coke every time is because the night before we popped the tops on all of the Coke products and defizzed them. So when you drank the Coke the next day, it was pretty flat. It wasn't very good. So anyway, that's how it works. You see, you can use polls. Okay. All right, Dan, we got to jump, bud. I got getting word from the house.
All right, get the word out, Larry. Whatever. You're the leader, buddy. Let us know what you need.
All right, thank you. All right, let's go to the next caller. Who we got? All right, whichever person's on, say hello.
Hey, this is Terry Kelly, Flat Top.
Hey, Terry, how are you, sir?
I am well, sir. Glad to hear you back in action today.
By the way, folks, Terry Kelly is the commander of a unit that pretty soon will be putting people on the ground here to protect me. So everybody thank him for helping me.
It is our
All
privilege. Right. Believe me, it is our privilege. And I wanted you to know, Larry sent in $20 for you today. So there's another few dollars somebody can match. And another thing is Larry, we talked a little bit earlier today, and you know what I have done and where I've been coming from all of this time. And it seems as though one of the things that I would like the opportunity to just go over right quick is that Patriots, it's important for Patriots to band together. It's important for Patriots to find a group somewhere to band together with. And it's important that as we band together, we need to seek unified leadership. And what I mean by that is not somebody telling this unit how to run their unit, but yet somebody that can say, here's our overall plan of attack. We need you to do this part of it. And then let that area run with whatever is needed in that area. I'm not the smartest man in the room. I'm certainly not the smartest man on this phone call. But I have figured out that we're not going to do it 3 or 4 people in a cluster at a time. We're going to have to get together and band together to do anything. You know, it's sad we call ourselves patriots and we want to move forward with this and that and the other, but we don't put ourselves out there to do that. So that is one of the things I really, really want to reach your audience and let them know. Get in with somebody. Let's begin a movement that cannot be stopped.
Amen. Now, Terry, tell them the name of your organization, please.
We are with the Patriots of the Constitution, and we are located in Alabama. There are very good groups across this country that, we work with different leaders across the country to try to have a unified body of leaders that we set out a plan and we get each leader their input and their opinion. And I put a video out yesterday that basically if you're a group of 2, your voice means as much as a group of 20,000. We want everybody to come together, share ideas so that we can formulate the best plans and the best possible scenario for each individual region.
Yep. Now, by the way, folks, his video, I have not seen it yet, but I know Terry, that video's on our Facebook page, Larry Nichols, Conway, Arkansas. And then, Terry, is it on the video? Is there a way for them to get in touch with you if somebody wants to be a part of your organization?
All they have to do is contact Terry Kelly, Flat Top, Facebook. We're in Alabama, and Patriots of the Constitution on Facebook is another way to get in touch with us and begin to discuss some of these issues that we have and get people with insight. You know, we don't want somebody saying, let's go kill them all. That ain't the answer to the problem at the moment. What we want is somebody with some insight that will sit here and logically think and help us help them.
All right, Terry, I'm getting jammed up here and told I got to go to the next caller. But, Terry, thank you so much.
Larry, anytime we can do anything for you, brother, you know that.
Well, now, Terry, wait a minute. I'm told the person hung up. So, folks, if you've called in and hung up because we didn't get to you, I'm sorry. Now, Terry, let me ask you this. Your
Yes, sir.
organization. Now, folks, I want this made very loud and very clear. Nothing Terry Kelly and I or any of you are talking about has anything to do with violence, right? Nothing.
No, that is correct.
Nothing, folks, to do with violence. Now, the media is going to try to portray any organized movement as right-wing conspiracy nuts, and they just need something that they can call, like the Oklahoma City bombing.
Yeah.
They.
No, we're more wanting people to be able to prepare to have the food they need, the essentials they need, so that when this does click off, they're able to be in a defensive posture for up to 6 months at a time. And if they don't have 6 months of food and water, they're behind.
Yep.
That is a necessity. Folks need to have between 3 and 6 months food and water, because it's going to take that long once the banks shut down. It's going to take that long once the corruption leaks its aggressive force after you. You're going to have 3 to 6 months worth of livable, sustainable food. And I know you have talked about this before, Larry, but it is essential that think about when you go into a tornado situation, the power's out for 2 weeks, how everybody panics. What do you think's going to happen when the grid shuts down and there's for water? So,
now, Terry, I want to go over some stuff here with you. Hold on. You ready?
Yes, sir.
And folks, this is a godsend. This is a godsend. All right, hold on, I gotta get everything. I got 300 in from Bob. I got 10, add this up while I call it out, Terry. I got 10 from Carla, 5 from Sanford, 10 from Cindy, 50 from Denise, 50 from Alden, 20 from my buddy here, Terry, BJ 50, Clifford 12. I guess that's it. I guess that's all that came in from this.
Well,
Were you able to add that up?
I appreciate the outpour that everybody is giving you. And even on the video we posted last night, we asked for people to step forward in support of what you had going on. And so I'm honored to see that. But that's $507 today, Larry.
Great. I'm honored, y'all. $507.
Our callers. So that'll be another 507 from them, which puts us at 1,014.
Well, let me say this to the listener that pledged to match. I never dreamed we would get that much in, so I will not hold that listener accountable for all of that, but that's up to the listener. But I mean, nobody is to feel, bad about it. But anyway, I'm honored, just extremely honored, Terry, that many people stepped up.
Absolutely.
Truly. I mean, it's just, my heart's hurting from y'all.
Let me say this, Larry, and Larry's never going to say anything to better himself in this conversation, but because I know Larry and I know how he feels, and I know he hates to even ask for help. But let me express my gratitude, because Larry has information that is so vital to the Patriot movement. He has contacts that are vital. He helps keep us in information all the time. And so with that, we need to work hard for Larry. Larry works hard for us. We need to work hard for Larry, and that's the bottom line. And so I thank everybody that donated as well.
You bet, Jerry. All right, now, Alden, what were you saying to me? I couldn't hear. Just say it on the air.
Oh, earlier?
All right, folks, people on YouTube are asking, how do they donate? Where do they go? You can go. You can go to PayPal. And PayPal, when you get there, it's Nichols Live at AOL.com. Nichols Live at AOL.com. Now, if you do not have PayPal, you can go to Larry Nichols, Conway, Arkansas. That's my Facebook page. That's my Facebook page. There will be a yellow button. And with that yellow button, you can use, your debit card from the bank or a credit card. Just like whatever, like you have enough to be able to do what's got to be done.
And to that point, if you're using PayPal, make sure you use the donation part or sending money to a friend, but don't use it as a purchase.
Yes, dear God, don't do it as a purchase, because if you do, I can't get the money. I cannot get the money.
Right.
Now,
so
Terry, you know my reputation in the military as being probably worthless and sorry, and
yeah, I understand that.
But I want people to know that my reputation is being mean.
Yeah.
Mean.
Yeah.
And Terry, am I lying about that?
And I can say in the time period that I've gotten to know Larry and talk to him, he is Larry all the time. He doesn't say anything on this radio that he wouldn't say on a personal phone call to me. So, I mean, I can honestly say that Larry's a very genuine article of himself. No matter what show he's on or what program's interviewing him or whatever, he stays true to his beliefs and to what he says across the board.
Well, it's very important that the audience know, Terry, and it's okay to say it. My reputation is that I'm mean and tough, right? Is that what you would say it is in the military?
Absolutely. Absolutely. No question.
Now, folks, there's a reason I'm telling you that. I mean, that's not something that most people would want to put out about themselves. But you got to know, as of yesterday, when the head of the FBI for the United States of America, when the head of the FBI capitulated and let Hillary off the hook, when you heard for yourself the pile of stuff they had that they could have prosecuted, they laid it down. You know why? Because they were scared of her. That's right, because they were scared of her. Now, I don't want to be this way, but I will assure y'all this. If you're going to fight Hillary, if you're going to fight the Clinton machine, if you're going to fight to save this country against these people, you better be ready and able to be mean and tough. And you better be meaner than they are. You better be tougher than they are. And what they dish out, you better be able to dish it back.
Yep.
But better.
Yeah.
And Terry, that's a tough thing.
I don't know how many people know that your service record was a Green Beret, and I don't know how many people realize, but out of 100 men that test for that, 3 or 4 are lucky to be able to wear that beret. And so it's a very select group of individuals that get to wear that. And that speaks volumes to the men across our nation today that are wearing it. And, kudos to them. They've done something very challenging and very difficult. And it takes a strong man, not only physically, but mentally and spiritually, to be able to crash through those barriers. So, again, like I was saying earlier, you are who you are, and you've never been anything different.
Well, I don't want all of y'all, when Dan was asking, what do we do? Where do we start? The first thing you've got to do is know what they want more than anything, and that's their job. Next thing you got to know is the 40-40-20. That use it now to help you keep. You need to know, Terry, all of you, when you see a poll, you need to be able to instantaneously be able to tell somebody you're with whether that poll is bogus or whether it's real. You need that. And so if you understand 40-40-20, right now, any and all polls should be showing plus or minus a couple of points, should be showing Hillary with 40, Trump with 40. That's what it should be showing. And if it shows you anything radically different, like Hillary with 60 and Trump with 10, you'll know it's bogus.
Right.
Plus, that 20% that don't care, you got to know, like Trump better learn. He's going to have to buy that group. That group is not going to be politically, astute. They're not going to be. They're not going to, they don't get involved. They don't, they just really do not get involved. Trump's going to have to raise money. Now I got 15 from Susan, 10 from Dixie. Dixie, thank you. And Susan, 15. So, Terry, I guess, any closing comment from you, and then we're about
again, seek out a group that's close to you. Find like-minded individuals. Prepare your food and your water stores for the worst. And, always be willing to reach out to a brother that needs hand, whether it be in somebody in your own community or state or whatever, because there are going to be a lot of people who are not going to be prepared for this, and we're going to have to pick up some weight along the way, maybe from time to time. And God forbid, if we have any relatives that are outside, now's the time to be talking to them and trying to get them like-minded, because this is fixing to turn ugly.
What now, Alden? Alden's telling me something. What were you saying, buddy? All right. Yeah, what Alden asked me, he said several people are asking for me to finish about the Hillary indictment. Let me tell you about the Hillary indictment. She did not get indicted. Comey was supposed to give a referral to Lynch. All right. He was supposed to give a referral to the Justice Department, and that referral would be to either prosecute or not. He chose not to. Now, I was asked for a solution. Well, folks, I've got 6 minutes. We don't have time. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Tomorrow being Thursday, I want everybody here tomorrow, all of you, come back here. We're going to do 2 things tomorrow. And Terry's going to be here. Can you be with us, Terry?
Yes.
Well, okay. Hopefully Terry will be with us.
No, I'll be here. I'll be here.
All right. And we're going to talk about, folks, getting prepared for when this puppy goes into a nosedive, because it's coming. And there are a lot of things. We're going to talk about the bow. We're going to talk about the crossbow. We're going to talk about guns. your weapons, what you've got to do, what you got to know. But then Terry's going to tell us what we need to do about food, water. So, folks, be here tomorrow. Be here. Bring someone with you. Make it be. Tomorrow's a special program. Tomorrow is where, like Dan was asking, where do we start? I tell you what, folks, we start by covering our backside. We start by covering our six. We start by realizing this is mine. This is where I stand, and ain't nobody going to take it. Ain't nobody. And then, Terry, I think you understand this, and I know a lot of the listeners out there will. Folks, we ain't going to leave nobody behind. Nobody.
That's right.
Nobody. So, Terry, thank you for today. I'm sorry.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Larry. I appreciate it, and we will definitely be with you tomorrow.
Very good. Folks, that's Terry
And by
Kelly.
the way, just the total of the donations, since I've been on the phone with you and you've given out the additional information, the total donations was $542.
Well, it just went up from that because we now have 15 more from Susan and 25 from Judy. So there you go. How much does that make it?
That makes us at a grand total of 282 plus the 300 is $582.
All right,
And I don't even think it counts the $100 the listener said he had on the way to you, does it?
That's right. Forgot about that. All right, my buddy. Thank
So
you,
that's
Terry.
Total of $682, Mr. Larry. God bless
Holy
you.
smoke.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Terry. See you tomorrow. All right, folks, we're going to be here tomorrow. We're all going to suit up and we're going to learn. We're going to learn what to do so that at least the base is covered. At least you will be safe in that we're going to get you what you need to be able to protect yourself. Now, everybody ain't gotten the crossbow yet, but you will get it. You will. You're going to have to learn. You know, you're going to have to learn how to hold it, how to use it. To be quite honest, you got to learn how to hook it up and start out. So anyway, folks, I'm just killing a little time. I just want you to know I love all of you. This is our country. We are Americans. By God, we ought to act like it. And if we act like we're Americans, you know what can happen? We can actually end up being Americans. We are going to put God back in our schools. We're going to put God back in our public buildings. We're going to put the stars and stripes on our flag back up on that flagpole and be proud of it. And no other flag will be above it. None. So, folks, with that, I just want to say, I'll see you tomorrow, I hope. Thanks.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of, one in a lullaby.